Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of The Kizzy Show. I'm JD Kazai, and we talk about what you want to hear. This is the last Kizzy Show episode for a while because we will have no Kizzy Show next week. I will be on spring break, which means ain't nothing going to get done. No Kizzy Show, no setting the tone. So enjoy this episode and enjoy the last two devotionals for the week because you'll have to go 7 days without stuff from us here at The Kizzy Show. We have a lot to talk about in the sports world. I'm going to talk about what I believe is the most baffling move of the NFL offseason. That's what the title says right here. But you're going to have to wait a little bit to hear that. Oh, you just got clickbaited. Aha! Let's start the show with a Bam. Bam Adebayo, that is. The Miami Heat star dropped 83 points. 83 against the Wizards. You've probably already heard about this, but if you haven't, this brother scored 83 points. He passed Kobe Bryant for second most points scored in an NBA game all time, only behind Wilt Chamberlain's 100. Now, some people are kind of downplaying this because they're like, oh, the Wizards are trash. And yes, the Wizards are trash. If you go back and watch the game, if you go back and watch the highlights, you'll see some pretty pathetic defense, honestly. I don't want to say the guy's name who was guarding him because I would hate to throw him under the bus like that. And I'm sure he was actually, I don't think he was trying his best at all. But, like, it was quite pathetic. I feel so bad for that guy because he got fried all game. And also, the Wizards coaching staff, what are we doing? Because they really didn't adjust at all to stop Bam. Like, in that, he had like 31 points in the first quarter. That's when you start like, okay, this guy's hot. We need to double team him. We need to get some help. But there was none of that. And I think towards the end they kind of gave up and they're like, okay, let's watch this brother get the record. So it's not Bam's fault that the Wizards are atrocious. He couldn't help that. But, man, I mean, he lit it up. I mean, he did things I did not think Bam Adebayo could do, just casually pulling up a three. Like, he did that quite a lot. I was like, whoa, I didn't know he had that in him. So shout out to Bam Adebayo. And a dude no one thought would do this. I don't think I'm the only one who is shocked by this. Whenever I heard Kobe's record got broken, I was like, okay, some guard must have done it. But no, it's Bam Adebayo, a guy who is not really thought of as a score-first player. He's more of a defensive guy. And, I mean, if you were making a list of guys in the NBA right now who would score 80+, Bam Adebayo is probably towards the bottom of that list. At the top, you think like Giannis, Nikola Jokic, maybe throwing Victor Wembanyama if he gets hot, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's been cranking out MVPs. But, yeah, shout out to Bam Adebayo, man. Like, this felt like a blue-collar kind of night last night. Because this guy, what a story, too. He came from a single-wide trailer in North Carolina to now he's a 3-time All-Star, 2-time gold medalist, and now second all-time points in a game. So, remember, kids, dream big and work hard because you can accomplish whatever you set out to. If you're 6'10", 235 pounds, black, and really good at basketball. Let's talk about baseball now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some stuff going on in the World Baseball Classic. And, I mean, last night was quite an eventful night because, Mamma Mia, the Italians beat the Americans. This is absolutely unfathomable. The United States should never lose at America's pastime. That's the thinking of every single American here. Baseball is America's sport. Therefore, no one should be able to beat America at America's sport. But, I mean, the Italians did kind of cook last night. They won 8-6. However, they were up 8-0 at one point going into what I think was the 7th inning. The U.S. did have a furious rally, crazy comeback, almost pulled off a historic comeback, but they couldn't finish the deal, and the final score was 8-6. The Italians were powered by 3 homers by their guys, and their starter, Michael Lorenzen, who played for the Colorado Rockies, he pitched 4 2/3 of scoreless innings in the WBC. You can only throw 65 pitches. They're trying to keep the pitchers fresh for the MLB season, so that's why he only pitched 4 2/3 of the innings. So if you're sitting here watching the show, I assume you're probably an American. So, to be quite frank, you really don't care about all the other countries. You're thinking, how can America advance in this tournament and go on and survive and advance to the next round of the World Baseball Classic? Well, here's how. Italy and Mexico play tonight at 6. That game will still be going on whenever this episode is released, Lord willing. Little in-episode update right here. Turns out this video did not get uploaded before the end of the game, and I'm glad it didn't. So now I can give you guys a live update of the score. Italy won 9-1 against Mexico. Yeah, USA advances, and pretty much the rest of what I talked about for this little segment was the kind of hypotheticals. I don't know why I put hypotheticals in quotes. The hypotheticals for the USA to move on to the next round, but now we don't have to speculate because USA is moving on because Italy won. So let's jump to the NFL talk now. Let's talk about the most baffling move of the NFL offseason so far. Even more baffling than the stuff happening with Max Crosby, like going from the Ravens back to the Raiders. Like, whoa. Even more baffling than the quarterback moves with like Kyler Murray and Tua, which kind of ironic in the same draft class. Both finished 1 and 2 in Heisman voting. They both got released. Now they're both going to be on new teams, Tua with the Falcons, Kyler with whoever decides to pick him up. We talk about what the Jaguars are doing, getting rid of Travis Etienne, which I'm not a huge fan of. But I think the most baffling move, even more baffling than Geno Smith going back to the Jets, which is kind of cool, is the Seattle Seahawks letting Kenneth Walker go in free agency, only for him to get picked up by the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, if you're the Seattle Seahawks, what are you doing? To be completely honest. Oh, JD, they're trying to save money. Kenneth Walker's too expensive. This is a cheap move. This is a very, very cheap move from Seattle. This guy is literally the reason they had an offense in the Super Bowl. I don't know if you watched the Super Bowl, but the Seattle Seahawks couldn't do anything on offense except for give Kenneth Walker the ball. That's how they were able to actually score points, is by Kenneth Walker. The brother won Super Bowl MVP. This guy's the first Super Bowl MVP to ever be on a new team the next season after winning the Super Bowl. Let me say that a little better. He's the first Super Bowl MVP to be on a new team the next season. There's a reason why it's never happened before, because it's dumb for that to happen. I don't care how much he costs. If a guy's winning Super Bowl MVPs, you need to keep him. You need to keep him. Also, I could kind of get this move if he was like 28, 29, 30, 31, around the age where the running backs really start to fall off. He's 25. He's in his prime. To put it in English, this car still has gas in the tank. I mean, come on, man. And, like, he's not a mid-running back either. He's a top-tier running back right now. Name me 10 running backs better than Kenneth Walker. You probably can't. Just going to be completely honest. I don't think you can. Now, for the Chiefs, this is a great move. This automatically puts them back in the championship contention right off the bat. If you get a healthy Patrick Mahomes, if you surround him with a couple good wide receivers, and then you have a guy like Kenneth Walker, oh, man, this offense is going to be scary. As much as I hate to say it, because, I mean, the way I feel about the Chiefs is how I felt about the Patriots 10 years ago. I don't like them because they were good, but the Patriots I can kind of respect a little more. The Chiefs are just, like, annoying. Chiefs fans, especially the bandwagon Chiefs fans. Bandwagon fans in general, let me go on a little rant here. Let me get on the soapbox real quick. If you're a bandwagon fan, like, you should dump vinegar in your eyes or something, because nobody likes you. Anyways, getting back to football. Great move by the Chiefs. Puts them right back into Super Bowl contention. And it'll be interesting to see if this turnaround works. It'll also be interesting to see what the Seahawks do at running back. Do they keep Charbonnet and the guys they have? Or they probably should if they're trying to save money and get rid of Kenneth Walker. It'll be interesting to see how much of a fall-off their offense has next year. And now, let's conclude our series on the Alabama High School State Basketball Tournament by recapping the state championships. For 4A, Fairfield beat Deschler 61-57. Congrats to the Tigers. Enough said. In 5A, Sylacauga beat Guntersville 59-50. Man, shout out to my mom and my uncle's alma mater getting the big dub, bringing home the blue map to Sylacauga. And also, I have a bunch of friends in Guntersville. I'm not going to lie. But y'all know I'm from Arab, right? And as a proud Arab Knight, it always puts a smile on my face to see Guntersville lose. Because Guntersville, they think they're so much better than Arab because they have this little lake down there. But when you look at the two schools for 2 seconds, it's pretty stinking obvious which one is better at literally everything. And once again, if Arab had made a state, they would have got it done. But Guntersville couldn't do it. So, sucks to suck, Guntersville. 6A, Coleman Bearcats beat Calera 61-56. And even though I picked Coleman to win this game, if you recall from the last episode, I'm still a little shocked. Because when you think about Alabama 6A basketball, you don't think of Coleman. That's for sure. But Coleman proved, hey, maybe white guys can jump. So shout out to Coleman for bringing home a big win, a really unexpected season. They went 24-4 in the regular season and then won this tournament. So shout out to the boys down there. Big win. And in 7A, TC, Tuscaloosa County, beat Hoover 65-54. I mean, that's a leave no doubt kind of game right there. Against a really good Hoover team. I mean, Hoover beat Huntsville, who in the regular season looked like the best team in 7A. But TC, man, they kind of, I wouldn't say it's quite take them to the woodshed, get out of the paddle kind of game. But, hey, I mean, they left a handprint on the bootay right there if you're smelling what I'm stepping in. So, shout out to Tuscaloosa County, representing the 205. Well, Hoover's 205 as well. But representing everyone here in the greater Tuscaloosa area by taking it to those boys in Birmingham. And with that, that concludes another episode of The Kizzy Show. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Do all the cringy YouTube stuff. Check us out on TikTok. Just search The Kizzy Show if you have the TikTok, if you succumb to the Chinese government like that. If you want to follow me on Instagram, that is at TheRealJDKeziah. I post clips from the show and other stuff on there, so check that out if you'd like. I really have nothing to promote right here. If you'd like to sponsor our show, hit me up in the comments. Be like, hey, I want to sponsor your guys' show. We'll come down and we'll give you a free advertisement. We may even film the episode there. Get you some good business, as they say. God bless, Roll Tide, and for all of us at the University of Alabama, have a great spring break.